Afternoon and welcome everyone. It is so good to see a full house today for this important celebration. Every year the town celebrates the life, the legacy of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. Every year we hold this ceremony to honor his life, his works. And as part of the ceremony, we honor a member of the community whose own work exemplifies the life of Dr. King and who has kept Dr. King's dream alive here as our keeper of the dream. And we will be introducing Barbara DeLayu as our award winner later on. We'll also be hearing from students from Brighton High School, from Harley, and from Mercy on their thoughts on the significance of the day. And I'm really looking forward to hearing Carlton Wilcox, who will be providing the music during the ceremony. I would ask everyone, if you're able to rise, to please do so and join me in a pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. As we celebrate the life and the works of Dr. King, it's also important that we honor and acknowledge the heritage of the Haudenosaunee, the original keepers of this land. We acknowledge that Brighton, this location, and the town of Brighton are located on Haudenosaunee land, the traditional ancestral lands of the Onondaga tribe of the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, whom we recognize and respect as the traditional custodians of this land throughout the generations. We pay our respect to Haudenosaunee elders, both past and present. The history, the culture, and the traditions of the Onondaga, the Haudenosaunee, are truly worthy of our understanding and study, and we praise those who keep those traditions alive. We recognize that the study and understanding of Onondaga history, culture, and traditions is of ongoing importance if we are to truly understand the history, the culture, and the traditions of our community today and of our nation. We support efforts to ensure that we and future generations continue to respect and recognize the Onondaga in a way that is honest and truthful, so that in the words of Sacagawea, the great Haudenosaunee chief and orator, who was also known as Red Jacket, we may always work together to brighten the chain of friendship. We have some of our town officials are here today. You'll see them sitting over here. Council members Chris Werner, Clara Sanguinetti, Nate Salzman, Judge Vic Vilkew. Thank you, Judge, for being here with us. We have, I see Mark Kokanovich, former school board member, now with our IDEA board. Thank you very much. Dr. Martin Luther King Day affords us the opportunity to pass the legacy of Dr. King to the next generation, to the students of Brighton. Today, part of our program, and a very important part of our program, will be to hear from those students exactly what Dr. King's life means to them. Let me also note, because I almost missed, former Town Judge Karen Morris, I see with us. Thank you, Judge. Our first speaker this morning is Michael Arterbury. Michael is the president of the Black Student Union at Brighton High School. Now, during my time as supervisor, I've had the opportunity to participate in a number of events, assemblies, other activities sponsored by the Brighton High School BSU. Every one of them has been uplifting and meaningful. Amy, I really appreciate your work as their liaison, whatever the correct word is, over there at the school. And I appreciate having Michael here with us this morning. Michael Arterbury, please join us.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Michael Arterbury, and I am honored to serve as the president of Brighton High School's Black Student Union. And I want to thank the town of Brighton for inviting me and other students to be part of this important commemoration of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s life and legacy. Dr. King is often remembered for his powerful speeches and historic marches. But what continues to inspire me most about him is his courage to speak, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's dangerous. Dr. King believed that young people were not just the future of change, but the present. He believed that ordinary individuals, when guided by justice and compassion, could shape a better society. As a student today, I see Dr. King's message still matters. We live in a world where inequality, bias, and division continues to exist, sometimes in obvious ways and sometimes in subtle ones. In schools, communities, online spaces, we are constantly challenged to decide whether we will stay silent or stand up for what is right. The Black Student Union at Brighton High School exists because we believe in Dr. King's dream. We believe in his vision of dignity, equity, and unity. Our goal is not just to talk about history, but to learn from it and to create space where voices are heard, where differences are respected, and where students are encouraged to lead with empathy. Dr. King once said, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere." That quote reminds me that change doesn't always start on a national stage. Sometimes it starts in classrooms, in conversations with friends, or in moments where we choose kindness over indifference. As students, we may not always have the answers, or any of the answers, but we do have responsibility. We have a responsibility to listen, to learn, and to act. That responsibility includes continuing the work Dr. King began by building bridges instead of walls. Today, as we honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., I challenge my fellow students in our community to ask ourselves, how can we live out his values every day? Not just in words, but in our actions. Thank you for giving students a seat at the table, and thank you for continuing to keep Dr. Martin Luther King's dream alive.
Thank you so much, Michael. Those words are well said and very meaningful in these times. I think we all know what a hotbed for music Rochester is, whether it's our homegrown musicians or people that have come to the Eastman School or some of the other music programs in the area and stayed and have become a part of the amazing music ecosystem here in Rochester. Carlton Wilcox is homegrown. Carlton went to Brockport High School, right? If you haven't heard Carlton play around town, you haven't been trying hard enough. Now, I didn't call into Carlton's hotline to request his first selection today, but this is a song that just a couple of years ago, Rolling Stone named the third greatest song of all time. In my book, they have it 2 spots too low. This is my favorite song of all time. It's a song that means so much today as it did when it was recorded by the incomparable Sam Cooke back at the height, or maybe the depths, of the civil rights movement. It's a song that resonates with that history, and it resonates today. A change gonna come. Carlton Wilcox. alone by the river in a little tent, just like the river I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm not afraid to die. 'Cause I know there's something else out there, oh, beyond the sky. Hey, it's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. When I go to the movies and I go downtown, there's always somebody saying, boy, oh, don't you hang around. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. Then I go to my mother and I say, brother, help me please. But I keep winding up, I keep winding up, I keep winding up. Oh, back down on my knees. There's been times in my life I didn't think I'd last very long. God gave me the strength and power, oh, to carry on. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. I know a change is gonna come. Oh, my people, I know a change gonna come. Yeah, it's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. Thank you, Carlton. As true in the nation as it was in 1963 when Sam Cooke wrote that song, true again today. Thank you so much. We're going to hear more from Carlton. You're going to hear another song that I think is really going to be special. Last year at our ceremony, we recognized and celebrated Dr. Ruth Scott as our keeper of the dream honoree. Now, as I mentioned last year, Ruth is from Albion, Michigan, about an hour from Detroit. This year, I'm so pleased to be able to recognize Barbara DeLayu. Barbara comes from Detroit. Now, let me be real clear. There's another Detroiter in the room here today. Yeah, let's hear it. That's not why we are recognizing, but I am so happy to be able to recognize a fellow Detroiter and someone who has made a difference keeping Dr. King's dream alive like very few others, Barbara DeLayu. Barbara received her Bachelor of Science degree in elementary education from Wayne State University in Detroit. Her Master's of Arts in Teaching from Oakland University in Oakland, Michigan, just across 8 Mile, a few miles. She also received a Certificate of Advanced Study in Educational Administration from SUNY Brockport and a Certificate of Completion in Writing, Reading, and Civic Education from Harvard. Barbara taught in the Brighton Central School District from 1973 to 2002, including teaching values and diversity education on special assignment within the district from 1994 to 1997. Now, my second grade teacher, Mrs. Sheldon, was pretty memorable to me, but I can only imagine, Barbara, how memorable you were to those second graders that you taught at Council Rock. Barbara also served as principal of the Wayne Finger Lakes Migrant Summer School in Newark, New York, and there's a calling, I'm sure. If we had more time today, I would go through all of Barbara's extraordinary community, civic, faith career, but let me hit on a few high points. Barbara served on the National Board of Trustees, actually, I think you still serve, of the Unitarian Universalist Association since 2020. I see a couple of those Unitarian yellow scarves here this morning, and it's great to see you in the house. She has been president of the congregation and board of trustees of the First Unitarian Church in Rochester, and she was also moderator and president of the congregation of First Universalist Church, Unitarian, also in Rochester. But wait, there's more, a lot more. And again, remember, these are just the high points. Barbara has served on the board of trustees of the Rochester Area Community Foundation, Jiva Theater, Planned Parenthood of Central and Western New York. She served on the National Nominating Committee of the YWCA and is board president of the Rochester and Monroe County YWCA. She's a charter member of the Links of Rochester, a professional organization for women of color with chapters in 41 states, DC, and the Bahamas. The Keeper of the Dream Award is an opportunity for the town of Brighton to recognize someone who has devoted every aspect of their lives working to keep Dr. King's dream alive. Just as Dr. King was in the streets, in Selma, in Montgomery, in DC, Barbara DeLayu is in the streets herself every Saturday in the 12 corners of Brighton with folks wearing those yellow scarves, with the Unitarian community and so many others standing up for justice, standing up for democracy in this country. She's in the streets. She's doing the work. It gives me great pride and pleasure to introduce Brighton's 2026 Keeper of the Flame Award winner for 2026, Barbara DeLayu. And Barbara, would you come join me, please? And one more thing, because her resume doesn't list this, but I met Barbara about 14 and a half years ago. Because what you may not know about Barbara is that she is the best debate moderator in the entire Rochester area. And I met her as she moderated a political debate that I was a part of back in 2011. And what a journey it's been since then. I have a proclamation first that I will read. It's a long one because there's so much to say about Barbara. Whereas today we commemorate Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a transformative figure in the United States and global history, who widely shared his dream of advancing civil rights and equality through sacrifice and service for all. Whereas Barbara DeLayu taught in the Detroit Public School District before teaching for nearly 30 years in the Brighton Central School District, including as a teacher on special assignment teaching values and diversity education, and serving as summer school principal in the Wayne County Finger Lakes Migrant Summer School. Whereas Barbara has served on the National Board of Trustees of the Unitarian Universalist Association, as well as president and moderator of the First Unitarian Church in Rochester, where she also instituted the Persons of Color Soul Matters small group ministry as co-chair. And she also served as president and moderator of the Congregation of First Universalist Church Unitarian of Rochester. Whereas Barbara DeLayu has exhibited selfless concern for her neighbors and members of the broader community through civic engagement and volunteer work on the Rochester Area Community Foundation's Board of Trustees, Jiva Theater Board of Trustees, Planned Parenthood of Central and Western New York Board of Directors, the YWCA National Nominating Committee, and the YWCA of Rochester and Monroe County, where she served as both president and member of the Board of Directors. Whereas Barbara DeLayu was a founding member of the Links of Rochester, the local chapter of the Links Incorporated, an international not-for-profit organization for professional women of color with 285 chapters located in 41 states, the District of Columbia, and the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Whereas Barbara DeLayu demonstrates mirroring traits of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in her ongoing commitment to education, community, and peace, making her a worthy recipient of the Town of Brighton Keeper of the Dream Award. Now therefore be it proclaimed that I, William W. Maley, Brighton Town Supervisor, on behalf of all the members of our Town Council, to hereby honor Barbara DeLayu as Brighton's 2026 Keeper of the Dream honoree, presented the 16th day of January 2026 by William W. Maley, Brighton Town Supervisor. Barbara, thank you so much. And again, but wait, there's more. Because this is also this presentation. Here, let's get out so we make sure that everybody can see.
Stool, Bill.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
all that you do and the podium is yours.
Thank you. Thank you. So I wrote two separate acceptance speeches. And those that are here are not surprised by that because I tend to do that. One did a little history lesson, and I may actually go back to that because now that we have students here, I may pick up a section of that. But I did write something that was shorter. Okay, so I'm going to start with that one. And then add my little bit. So thank you to Brighton Town Supervisor Bill Maley, the Brighton Town Council members that are here. Thank you so much for coming. And for Dr. Miriam, recently Dr. Miriam Moore, who is a Director of Diversity in Brighton, and someone that I've known for, a long time, probably now, 20 years? She was a child, basically, right? Anyway, my journey has been behind the scenes, but I am one. Oh, and I have to make a caveat. I'm political. Are you surprised? So I know that public things are supposed to be more balanced, but I'm not balanced. So I'm just putting that out there, and I don't mean anything to be offensive, all right? My journey has been behind the scenes, but I am one of thousands locally and millions nationwide who have actively modeled welcoming, democratic, and inclusive community, and who may also be resisting the autocratic destruction of our historical way of life. We stand proudly on the shoulders of Martin Luther King and so many others, speaking, sometimes shouting, our vision of America that welcomes and embraces every person and their contribution. No outsiders. This is and will continue to be a daunting journey. It will take resilience, stamina, and critical thinking, and everybody doing what they can. King believed that all communities were drawn from a single garment of destiny and that no one was an outsider. He also believed that we have a moral responsibility to resist unjust laws and to engage in constructive tension to stop or avert harm. King also reminds us that freedom is never voluntarily given, there's never a good time, wait means never, and that only through the efforts of dedicated people will things change. This honor isn't just mine. It belongs to all of you and all that encouraged me, stood by me, and are still standing with me, including my sons, my techie son, Omar, in the back there, who thinks he's hiding, and my 30-year military Navy commander, retired, my son, Amal Williams, who also thinks he's hiding back there. I am so proud of the town of Brighton has granted every week for the last 7 months to a smorgasbord of protesters at 12 Corners. During the summer, about 100 of us are there. In the winter, there's a die-hard group, many of whom are here in the room, of 20 to 30 that show up. And last Saturday, an estimated 500 people were protesting, in particular, the U.S. Border Patrol's ICE detentions and public executions. Now, our smorgasbord group has a variety of signs that are supporting and rejecting a variety of things, and that is unique in my experience, which has been pretty long, of protest movements. Usually it's a single issue and everybody is basically saying the same message. In 2026, we have people protesting everything out on that corner, and people are welcome to join us as long as they're nonviolent. That's our shared value, and that we don't engage aggressively with people who have a difference of opinion. All right. So I'd like to thank my family and friends for the continuous flow of love and support, my partner, Barry Swan. I've introduced my sons, and to all of my church community, which is a large group. A former parent is here, my goodness. Parents, actually, too. I'm sorry, I forgot. Barb's also a member of my religious community. Teaching colleagues from Brighton. It's been 25 years since I've been in a classroom in Brighton, and I'm really thrilled. Miriam, thank you so much for having students participate in this, because people who know me know that I'm really want young people to get involved. Those of us that have a lot of gray in our hair have been doing it for a long time, and we are inspired by you. We are inspired by your thinking. We are inspired by the fact that you are engaged in the political process. Our younger town members, no offense, Chris, but it's wonderful to have a younger judge, younger town council people actively involved in democratic process here in Brighton. We are very, very lucky. Now, the one little part that I took out of this, which is long, but I really want to go through it because there's younger people here, and I'll be very, very quick, and sign interpreters, I'm going to try not to go too fast. Okay. Some of us have had the extraordinary privilege of living through 80 years of human rights expansion. World War II ended in 1945. In the 1950s, Rosa Parks sat down on a bus and defied Jim Crow. And for those who don't know what that is, Jim Crow is the nickname for segregated living, okay, the separation of the races in the South. In the 1960s, the Peace Corps were formed, and the Stonewall Rebellion birthed the LGBTQIA, and trans in particular, at this point of time, movement. In the 70s, the American Indian movement, called AIM, A-I-M, occupied Pine Ridge Reservation, and probably half the room would recognize that name, in Wounded Knee, South Dakota. 300 Lakota and Onondaga First Nations were killed by a U.S. Army because the U.S. government failed to fulfill treaties, and also because of internal indigenous politics. Brighton's 12 Corner School also celebrated its first Earth Day in 1973, the very beginning of our current environmental movement. The 1980s brought women into politics, but the ERA, the Equal Rights Amendment, failed. In the 90s, the Americans with Disabilities Act enfranchised and welcomed differently abled people into public life and independence. And the 2000s have been powerful. Barack Obama, our first black president, Obergefell and Hodges, the Supreme Court, affirmed marriage equity. You could marry who you loved, regardless of gender. The March on Science, out with alchemy and magic, and in with evidence-based policy. The USA, am I going too fast here? The USA rejoined the World Health Organization and renewed ties to the World Health Governance. And the Paris Climate Accords, which was at 2-degree reducing of global heating. The Infrastructure and Investment Jobs Act, which was a commitment to modernize our and rebuild our physical infrastructure. And then there was the 2024 election, ... So I just want to share with you that I love being in Brighton. I'm glad that all of you are here. Those of you that live here have made a great choice. Brighton is an outstanding community in showing what a beloved community can be. We can be here. We have people on both sides of the political spectrum, but in Brighton, we can engage constructively with people we disagree with. And I think that is unique in 2026. So thank you very much for being here, and thank you for the town of Brighton for this wonderful award. And again, I apologize for being political, but those who've known you a long time just know it's me. So.
Barbara, thank you so much. This is your day. You can be as political as you want to be. All right. And next, in keeping with that other theme of today of engaging our students in this important ceremony, I'm pleased to introduce Bella Simone Johnson. And Bella is a junior at Our Lady of Mercy High School. There you are.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Belle Simone Johnson, and I'm a junior at Our Lady of Mercy School for Young Women. And I'm honored to be here today to share my thoughts about the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was not only a man who had a dream, but a great American. He was a man who wanted a better world for his children and their children and their children's children, where they wouldn't have to go through what he went through, where they would have a chance to make a difference and be better, and to be able to go to play and go to school with kids of other races and not have to worry about being discriminated against because of the color of their skin. Dr. King's legacy has had a large impact on our world and our society because of his selfless leadership. As a young person in America today, our world is still struggling and hurting. Many of us don't feel safe anymore. We question what is going to happen next. We question will it be one of my friends next on the news or on social media who is a victim of violence. Some days this fear makes me question why kids have to experience feeling unsafe in their own community and being unheard when they aren't even adults yet. But in the legacy of Dr. King, I know change happens when young Black women like me stand up for what is fair and just. Each one of us who makes the effort to create social change is part of Dr. King's legacy, which reminds us we are all equal under God. When I turn back and reflect on his dream as a young person and a leader, I know that I have to make a difference for my generation, to be that voice for the voiceless, to know that if I have to sit in a room where I am the only young Black woman, then I know as a leader it is my job to speak up about all the isms: racism, sexism, ageism, and homophobia. In the spirit of Dr. King's legacy, I want the next generations to know that their voices matter, and that they will not be judged by the color of their skin or anything else, but instead by the characteristics of who they are as a person. So I ask you today, how will you follow Dr. King's legacy? Will you be that leader who stands up for the voiceless, who makes change in our world no matter what the situation is? Will you encourage young people to be better and not repeat the past, and be stronger and speak out when something is wrong? Because we all have to stand up. And like Maya Angelou says, still we rise, still we rise, still we rise.
Fantastic. Again, those words really resonate today. Thank you. Now, back for more Carlton Wilcox. Next, Carlton's going to be performing. Let me stop for just a moment, because I know after I started with the introductions, we've had a couple more of our elected officials come in. Our town clerk, Dan Amon, this is his busiest time of the year, collecting taxes. And I'll put in a plug for something else that Dan does this time of year, and that is working with people to make sure that all of our taxpayers are aware of all the different tax exemptions that they might be entitled to, whether as a veteran, a person with disabilities, a person, a senior. When you do pay your taxes, make sure you talk to the folks up in our clerk's office or wherever you're paying your taxes, to make sure that you're taking advantage of what state law gives you. We also have Councilmember Christine Corrado is with us this morning. Thank you, Christine. Now, back to Carlton Wilcox. Carlton will be performing the song that may be most closely connected with Dr. King, but I know you're going to do it a little differently than we've heard it, in your style, in your words. Carlton Wilcox, We Shall Overcome.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart,
Someday. Someday. Our third student today, one more opportunity to hear the voice of the future, the voice of our students. I'm very pleased to introduce a senior at the Harley School, Zora Scannell-Rooks.
Thank you. I'm here to talk about something slightly different today, and that's love. Love is not something easily handled or neatly defined, but one way I can describe it is with this word, agape. True love doesn't ask for anything in return. It is open, it is whole, and not based on convenience or comfort. Love like this, real love, has the power to cross boundaries, open doors, and mend relationships that seem beyond repair. It is not passive, it is powerful. And it is the kind of love that Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. believed could change the world. Dr. King once said, "I believe that unarmed truth and unconditional love will have the final word in reality." That belief, to me, it seems, shaped everything he did. For him, love was not weakness, it was resistance. It was strength without violence. It was courage without hatred. Many people think of love as eros or philia, romantic love or friendship. But agape goes further. It is the love of God operating in the human heart. It is patient and kind. It is strong and often quiet. Sometimes it goes completely unannounced. It simply exists, even when difficult. An unconditional hard towards everyone is hard. I struggle with it myself. I'll hold a door open and expect gratitude. I give kindness and wait for something in return. But agape doesn't work that way. It reminds us that no one owes us anything, and that love loses its meaning the second it becomes transactional. Dr. King believed that this love should not be reserved only for our closest friends or those who agree with us. He believed it should be extended even to our enemies. In a world that is saturated with division, outrage, and retaliation, that idea feels almost impossible. I don't have to look hard to find examples, both at home and abroad, of this. It's far more common for me to turn on the news and see adults acting in or leading by hate and fear. At Harley, we're taught to be a kind and caring community, but I don't see those values reflected in our national leaders. In many ways, our society is lacking the courage and bravery of love. In the face of these examples of hatred and fear, I know my belief in the power of love, as Dr. King defined it, may seem naive, but he has taught me that it is courageous, brave, and essential to the life I want to lead and the future I want to create. Agape does not ignore injustice, but it refuses to let hate have the final word. It confronts wrongdoing without becoming it. And in doing so, it offers something radical, the possibility to heal. As Dr. King showed us, unconditional love is not unrealistic or naive. It is revolutionary. And if unarmed truth and unconditional love truly have the last word, then choosing agape again and again is how we help write that ending. Thank you.
Naive or not? Naive or not? I say not, and thank you for those really important words. All of you, all three of our students today, your voices, we need to hear them. We're here today, and the respect that we show for each one of you, and the respect that you expect from us, we got to do it together. So thank you one more time to all three of our students today. Thank you. We will work together. We will continue to make Brighton a leader in diversity, in justice, in peace, and your words will be in our minds and in our hearts. Thank you. And speaking of leading the way, 4 years ago, Brighton led the way in hiring the first chief diversity officer of any town, I believe, in upstate New York, certainly in Monroe County, Dr. Miriam Moore. Miriam, I want to thank you for everything you do, working with the Idea Board, working to organize events like this, engaging in the community, representing in the community, the town of Brighton. It's important. It's who we are, and you make it possible. So thank you so much. Miriam has some final thoughts on Dr. King, his life and his legacy. So let me bring up Dr. Miriam Moore, Chief Diversity Officer from the town of Brighton.
Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me because I've been to the mountaintop. I, like anybody, would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. And I pray that he would allow me to get to the promised land. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the coming of the glory of the Lord. Excerpts from King's Speech, Mountaintop, 1968. Inspiring words, yes, from a masterful orator. I imagine the mountaintop as humanity's peak, sustained seasons when there is true concern for the least among us. I imagine the mountaintop as a rejection of cynicism and the belief that one can inherit the goodness of the land only through the zero sum. I imagine the mountaintop as a commitment to oscillate between the desires born out of self-centeredness and vanity over to the welfare and care for all of mankind. I imagine the mountaintop as the mark of the win. I charge you with the refusal to accept the notion that we as a nation will spiral down into destruction. I charge you with embracing a mantra that illuminates the mountaintop, the ultimate win. And friends of Brighton, that starts within your heart, your mind, your spirit man. The mountaintop is indeed found within.
Deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. Thank you, Miriam. Deep in my heart. I want to again thank our elected officials for being here, our student speakers especially, one more time. What you see today reflects those three individuals, but it reflects Brighton High School, Mercy, Harley, the education that is so much a part of the DNA in Brighton that we can be proud of. Job well done. Thank you. Carlton, thank you so much. Wonderful to have you here today. And it truly was an honor to be able to recognize, honor, and thank you, Barbara DeLayu. Keeping Dr. King's dream alive in your life and being able to recognize you with our recognition award, Keeper of the Dream. We do face daunting times. we see hate manifested on the streets of Minneapolis and in social media and in press conferences held by the office of the President of the United States. Dr. King would not be silent in the face of times like these, and neither should we. Today, this weekend, Monday, on the day of holiday of his celebrating his birth, let us be the people that Dr. King would have us be. Let us not be silent. Let us collaborate, not hate, and let us join together in making Rochester and Brighton, as Barbara just said, a place that Dr. King would recognize as the beloved community, where people live in freedom, peace, and social equity together. Thank you all for coming today.